Michelle with Farmhouse Living, and welcome back to our channel. So we are doing another home tour, which has been a YouTube favorite, and actually this is Michele with Vintage Home Designs, and this is not our first home tour.
Third or fourth?
Lots of home tours.
Yes.
I will link them all below. They're all fabulous, but this is your Airbnb cottage.
Yes.
And I've been following on Instagram her stories doing this, and y'all. So we're going to tour the home, but also I'm going to get all her insight on thrifting, estate selling, just like treasure hunting, and also like her cottage decor like tips, how to pull this look off. So when did y'all start this project?
We bought the home in mid-June and started renovation immediately. We didn't have to do a lot of renovation, and I can show on the tour we kind of had to add a hallway, add a shower to a bathroom to make it a 3-2. But most of it, except for the shower, plumbing, and laying some floors, we did ourselves. Some of this was we had never done before, so my husband's figuring out how to build a wall and sheetrock and that sort of thing. So it was a fun project. You know, when you start a project like this, in my mind, it was really cute. And then as you start going, you're like, I don't know. If you just don't know if it's going to turn out like it is in your head. So anyway, I'm very pleased with how it turned out.
So you started, we have your slip-covered furniture.
Yes.
Was this new or secondhand?
This was secondhand. I had a friend who was going to replace some furniture. The chairs and the sofa are all IKEA, slip covered. And sometimes when I say I put white slip covered in here, people look at me like I'm crazy. But I was able to buy a second set of them on Facebook Marketplace, and I can bleach these.
Yeah.
Right.
I just wanted a bright feel. I knew I could make the house cozy even though it was bright because it's low ceilings, it's smaller rooms. But I just wanted different shades of white and different textures, woven things like the tobacco basket, just texture and just light and bright was kind of my goal. And
so if you follow Michele, you know that's her signature. She does all tone on tone, and it's lovely. And another signature is your florals, your dried arrangements, and things that you pick up here and there. And so that's amazing.
Right. And all of that pretty much was either from my garden or like that bundle of baby's breath is so inexpensive at the grocery store. It dries beautifully, and branches from my yard. I like to use things that I have and that are in nature.
Yes.
That's very gratifying for me to find those things and reuse that.
Yeah. We're fans of the nature
We are.
inspired. I mean, I've never pulled it off this far.
I have to say the reason I did this is if you picture this corner without that, I've got a big black box. So it's a corner, so like what am I gonna hang on the walls here? So I just kept thinking I need something to suspend that takes your eye away from it just being this. So that's where the branch came from. That was an inexpensive way to fill a space, but it still kept with what I was trying to do and the look that I wanted of the home, and I didn't spend any money on that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your dining room while we're in here.
Okay.
You have a lot of secondhand finds in here. It just looks cottagey and welcoming, and so let's talk about those pieces. I actually followed your stories when you painted this table.
The table. I found the table on Facebook Marketplace. It's a French provincial style, which I love. It actually has 3 more leaves. It was massive. So I painted it because it was just a dated color, but structurally it was great. And used 1 leaf because I need to be able to seat 6 here. So the chairs were a Facebook Marketplace find. All of them except one. This is another IKEA slip covered thing. I had one at home. I found another one on Facebook Marketplace. And then I found this set of 4 woven chairs. So the only thing in this room that's purchased new is the rug, and it was an IKEA, a jute rug. But every other thing was thrifted or garage sale.
But another good tip that you shared was Facebook Marketplace. So that's another great
I found a
tool.
lot of things for this house from Facebook Marketplace.
Let me ask you this. Do you find it the first time you're looking, or do you have to go a couple times before you find those treasures?
Yes. I type in the search bar what I'm looking for, and I'm just consistent to look until I find that thing. But the other trick is on Facebook Marketplace, it has been my experience, once you see it, you do it now. You buy it now. And most times people won't hold anything, and I understand because a lot of people don't show. So there have been a lot of times if I really wanted it, I've offered to go ahead and purchase it sight unseen, by Venmo or PayPal, so that they will keep it. And so far, I've never had a problem with that. So
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting that everybody needs to do that because you don't know.
Right.
But sometimes I've been willing to take the risk and I have not had a problem.
Well, when it's so cheap,
Right.
it's like
Right.
the loss is
The
minimal.
loss, right, exactly.
I love to show off this kitchen because it is all paint, right? I mean, did
Yes.
it come?
Yes.
Was it painted white already?
No.
Okay.
And that wall is paneling, well, I guess up above the cabinets and that wall is paneling. And this top paneling is dated, but we left it because I was gonna paint it white and I love that it adds another texture and it's not just a sheet rock wall, it was already there.
Yep.
This whole house was a very dingy tan color and it just wasn't that feel that I
Yeah.
wanted. So paint, I can't stress enough, biggest facelift, least amount of money.
Yep.
Actually, though, the paneling is really coming back as backsplash.
It is,
Yeah.
and it was here, and so I
There
loved,
you
like I
go.
said, the texture of it, and so I painted everything out white. Obviously, this kitchen is still somewhat dated. If you were gonna buy this house and live here, you would probably get this kitchen. It's big,
Yeah.
but again, it's a rental, and we weren't going to do all of that. So I mean, you can see that old oven was left here, but then there's a newer oven there, so.
But I love that.
I love it, so
Right.
we ended up leaving it because I think it's a really cool vintage item that's kind of just
Yeah.
like another decor piece.
I don't know
in
that
the
I'd get
kitchen.
this kitchen now that I'm seeing it.
I mean, I
Right.
might change the countertops,
Right.
and that's that. I mean,
And
maybe
put a Smeg refrigerator.
Smeg refrigerator, something like that. But I feel like this could really encourage someone that might have a kitchen that's dated,
Mhm.
that they could update it much easier with
Right.
paint, a new light fixture,
Right.
you know, details like that make a bigger impact than people think.
Right.
And then you have your little seating area that was thrifted or
Yes. All of that was
So
thrifted, our
sweet.
garage sale. And I did that there because we added kind of a little coffee bar, wine bar area here. And another thing I wanted to point out is this house has white mini blinds everywhere, and I don't like mini blinds at all. But again, it's a rental, couldn't go take off because they're all in great shape. They look
Yeah.
like they're fairly new. So I had to find a way to camouflage some of those windows. So most of the windows have some kind of window treatment on it, so you kind of see that and your eye doesn't go to a mini blind. So it was just about a layer of a fabric, or in one of the back bedrooms I did like an architectural piece. So I was able to add that and not have to pull all the mini blinds out and go spend all this money
Yeah.
to put new window treatments. So the headboard here, I repainted this headboard. This is a king size that my mom gifted me. She has had this, I don't know, 50 years probably.
Wow.
I think it's a
Wow.
piece that came from Mexico, and it was dark wood, very dated, and I painted it. It looks very cottagey and it fits the space,
Yeah.
and it was free.
Yep.
All your linens draw me in. Like, I would come here for the linens.
Yeah, good. Yeah. All of the bed linens, towels, sheets, that kind of thing were all, of course, purchased new. Everything else in this house was, I either already had it, it was thrifted, it was garage sale, it was Facebook Marketplace. Everything except towels and bed linens.
Did you-
All of the lamps in this house were thrifted, most of which, like that one, was dark and awful, and I painted it. I love to do a French style painting where you just layer thick coats of paint, and when it dries it cracks, and then when you wax it, the wax goes down in the cracks, and it looks very, very aged.
Have you
and
done a
it was
tutorial
brand
on
new. No.
You should.
You should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she does that, I will link it. You use the same window treatment in here as you did in the kitchen,
I did.
which I love because it ties it together, but it's not too redundant,
Right.
which is nice.
And honestly, I already had them.
Yeah.
I had them left from when I had a storefront. I left them, I saved them back to use at my own home, and I didn't. And so there was another time that I was really glad I didn't get rid of those. And they're not even as wide as the windows. I didn't care. Again, it worked great with the bedding that I had, and it camouflages those mini blinds.
So, tip here, don't overthink things. Not everything has to be perfectly sized or perfectly fit. It's the layers and it's everything together that creates that cohesive, beautiful cottage look that you
Yes.
have. While we're here, let's talk about the bathroom. You didn't have to do very much to the bathroom, right?
We didn't.
Okay.
Another, the paint, changed out the door hardware on the cabinets. We made shelves to hang over the toilet. Got lucky because a lot of this era of home, the bathroom tile is pink. Or it's mint green or it's baby blue. So we were really lucky that it was white. But if you notice, there's the furnace in the wall that was there, and obviously I couldn't really take that out without redoing that whole wall. And it was a little dingy looking, so I just taped off the tile around it and spray painted it, like put my mask on and spray painted it real quick, and I would leave, and so I wasn't in there, with the fumes or whatever. But now it just kind of blends with the tile. But like the oven in the kitchen, it's a cool vintage thing that keeps the integrity of the home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work, we won't be using it, but it's almost a cool,
It's
almost
like a
architectural element
Yeah.
in the bathroom.
This bedroom also all secondhand, right?
Except for bedding.
Except for bedding,
Mhm.
and we have slip covered seating again, which
Mhm.
that's like kind of your signature,
Yeah.
And I love the shape of this room. Feels. I think if I stayed here, I don't want to stay in this room.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because this room is in a regular shape now because we had to add a hall, which is where this wall juts out over here, and that will make more sense when we walk through. But this room was huge and really probably would have been the master, but when we had to create this hallway, it kind of ate some space in this room. But it was still big enough for us to have a little bit of a sitting area, a place for you to sit down to read or to put your shoes on or whatever, and that filled that space. So
I feel like that made it extra cozy because it feels like a dedicated sitting area. So we have different pattern bedding in here compared to the other had just completely neutral, and you did some really great layers. And is that an old fence?
it is. A friend was getting rid of that and messaged me and said, hey, I have all this stuff outside we're moving if you want to come pick it up. And I wasn't planning on using it here. I actually thought I would use it in the barn sale. And again, at the very end, I'm walking through thinking I need something on that wall, and I didn't just want a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find big pieces, and it fit the space perfect. So I found the trellis that's made from tobacco sticks, and I hung it there, and although it was really great by itself because I like stuff, I ended up bringing a dry boxwood wreath I had from my own house because there was something in me that needed another layer.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of my stuff in this house. I kept layering things on things, if that makes sense.
And
I couldn't leave it alone with just the trellis. It was like, oh, I need something else,
So you have the layers, but then the white space.
Yes.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
Which
with that.
in the hallway we were talking about the piece that you cut from the rug that you hung on that wall wasn't finished for you, so you hung a mirror.
A friend did a walkthrough with me, and she said, oh, that'd be really cute with a mirror. And I thought, and I had one of those in my stash in the garage.
Right.
And it was perfect. So I had not thought to do the mirror, but it added another layer like I did here with the wreath on top of the trellis. And for me, that finished it off because it was another
And it's unexpected.
something.
I didn't notice how tiny this room was until we tried to squeeze, but this is the product of you having to manipulate some of the hallways and add space, but it's perfect for an Airbnb and cozy, and I don't think I would have noticed if I wouldn't have been trying to fit a camera angle in here. Like, you really did a great job at opening the space up.
It just happened because we had to take part of the footage out of this space to add a bathroom because it was only a half bath back here, and so we needed to add a shower. So that really took space out of this room, and this whole wall was a narrow closet, so we had to lose the closet and I had to do full-size bed because that was all that was going to fit in this room. So that just kind of happened that way. Like we were talking about earlier, the white paint makes the rooms feel larger anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't put a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We kept a full-size bed. I only did one nightstand. And there's enough length here that we were even able to put a chair in the corner again if you want to sit to put shoes on or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just how it happened with the renovation.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you did a great job. I want everyone to find where to follow you and where, I will link it down below, but that they can rent your Airbnb. So share all your details.
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Vintage Home Designs, and my blog and website is vintagehomedesigns.com. And we'll put a link for the Airbnb. We actually have another one that is a boho style. We call the boho cottage. This is the 807 cottage.
Yeah, so if you're in the DFW area, this is Roy City, Rockwall kind of area. So great place to stay, good food, good shopping, and it's just overall cozy. So if you're looking for a staycation in the area or just you need like a little retreat, this would be perfect for like a girls' weekend.
I'm going to use it for a retreat for myself once in a while.
Yeah,
just
there you go.
When you need a change of scenery or a place to work that's different. So I really am planning to do that.
Yeah, I could see myself resting really well here. So, Mom, close us out. Tell them.
Okay, well, we'd love for you to subscribe and share this with your friends. Share Michelle's amazing home tours. We're going to link all of those.
Oh yeah, all
and
those too.
You would be amazed at the things she comes up with.
Yeah, so
we always are.
Yeah, and we will have pictures and all the details on the blog as well. So just head down to the description and explore all the links because there's going to be a lot down there. So have a great day, guys.
Bye.